Here's a presentation on how to update a description on a product using Ruby on Rails with Ajax. It's really an example of using really kind of slick Ajax in Ruby on Rails. Here's the way it works. Now, many of the Ruby on Rails examples refresh the whole page. Most of the Ajax examples refresh the entire table. What I'm looking to do is just to replace the one field that I've just changed. This video will show the example of changing the description, but obviously that could be used for changing any field. So you have old Adorn TV description. Click on that, update the description, and that's all that got changed, just that one small field. And that's what we'll be looking how to do this in this particular video. The HTML code in the index.html.erb. Again, you saw the table. Line 41 is where the partial underscore index.html.erb is rendered. This is a table of the products, the table that you saw. Line 46 is the product modal for the bootstrap modal that's going to be generated by the program to allow the update. So this program does use bootstrap. Here's a couple of views of the table entry. This is the view. You got a box, you got the name, you got the price, you got the vendor, the inventory, and the description. This is the table that sets it up. Okay, the two things that you have to see in this are that the table row has got a class of the product ID, and the one area we're looking at is the product description, which has got a class of prod underscore description. So those are the two areas we will be using in this particular program. This is an inspect of the table entry. So you have the TR with the class of 24. That was the class of the Acorn TV one. There's a few other things down here, and then the TD down here has got a class of prod underscore description. That's where it says this is great buy for seniors. All right. So those are the areas that are used in this particular program. The JavaScript or jQuery code in index.html.erb is this. Line 18 listens for a click in the description table entry. It's the class, got a class of prod description. So it's waiting for a click on that. And if it finds a click, it's going to take this TD, grab the text, and put it in old description. So that's the old description. It then grabs the parent, which is the TR, and finds a class of product name. That's how it's going to show you the product name in the modal. And then it grabs the attribute for this parent of class, which was the class of 24. Using the embedded JavaScript, it renders the update description. This is underscore upd description.html.erb. That's the code for the modal. It sticks it in that area that we talked about for the product modal. Now it's going to throw a couple things into that modal. The first thing is the product ID, which it's going to stick in the area called prod ID. This is hidden, but it's going to be used obviously by the controller to figure out which product to update. Then it sticks in product name in the product name so that you can see what product you're updating. And then it sticks the old description in the old description area so that you can see what the old description was. And then after it's done with that, it just shows the modal. So down here would be a sample. This was a product of Bill's Clothes. The current description was changed description, and then you stick a new description here, click update description. All right. Here's what the modal looks like, and I'll explain it on the next slide. This is a form, and the form group on lines 12 to 15 is the new description. So this is where they're going to put the new description. When they send it, it's going to go in a tag called new description, NEWDESC. The form group on lines 16 to 19 is the prod ID. Now this is hidden, and what's going to happen here is the prod ID will be sent to the controller. in a tag called PRODID. When the update description is clicked, this form will be sent to the update description path, which we'll talk about in the next slide, and it'll use the method post. So this is UPD description underscore path using the method post. What's important is, for this presentation, is this is remote true. That's Ruby on Rails' way of saying what you're doing here is going to use Ajax, and that means that when the controller is finished, control will return to upd description.js.erb, not the usual, which is upd description.html.erb, the JS, not the HTML. Also means is it doesn't have to refresh the whole page. This is in routes.rb. In routes.rb, it's going to use a post. It's going to be called upd description. Now the nice thing about this is that you can now relate to it by just adding an underscore path. So basically, UPD description takes you to products, the method called UPD description, and the way to get to it is just UPD description underscore path. In this case, the method is post, and it goes to controller products and the method UPD description. Once a button is clicked, the process, as I said, is going to controller method update description. These are the parameters being sent. So I went into the Rails server, and you can see it's sending new desk, NEWDESC, and then what we sent was this is great buy for seniors, and the prod ID is 24. Here's what's going to happen. It's going to grab the params prod ID, which is right here, prod ID. It's going to grab 24. It's going to grab the params new desk, which is this is great buy for seniors. It sticks prod ID into the instance variable prod ID. It sticks the new description into the instance variable new desk, and then it finds the product that needs to update by using prod ID, and it changes it to an integer, finds the product, sticks it in product. Then it uses this function called update attribute. Update attribute is nice because it updates this one attribute. It changes the description. It puts in the new desk, which we picked up here. It does the update of that one item, and it does a save. And as I mentioned, it then returns to upd description.js.erb because this is Ajax. Once the controller is finished, because this is Ajax, remote equals true, it will send control to upd description.js.erb. As you notice, the controller put the product ID and the new description into instance variables so that they would be available to the JavaScript and jQuery. Line 4 uses the jQuery selector to get the row with the class of point 24. So the dot and the prod ID was 24. So this will be the class dot 24. And then it finds the child with a TD with a class of prod description. And then it replaces the text, simply replaces the text with the new description. And then it hides the modal. That's all there is to it. So the point of this presentation was to use Ruby on Rails with Ajax to show you how to change just one field and update that without having to replace the table, replace the page, or anything like that. Just one field. And again, although this presentation showed you how to change description, obviously this could be used to change any field on any table. Thank you.